Alright, what's good? Hope you're all well, hope you're all staying safe. I know it's been a while since I've made a proper video and I do apologise. A lot has been going on with No Man's Sky and I haven't exactly been keeping up with it, but today I thought I'd make a random return to look at the No Man's Sky Next Generation patch. Today's video is going to be a little bit of me scrolling on the patch notes and then obviously some footage from the update as well. Just going to go through the patch notes, give my 2 cents. And yeah, just a little heads up as well, if you can hear clicking and keyboard noises in the background, it's only because my lovely girlfriend's consuming a game of Team Fortress 2 as we speak, and I'm not going to interrupt her play session, so hopefully it doesn't bother you. We speculated about No Man's Sky on next gen for a while, and with the new consoles coming out, I believe it was today or maybe yesterday or tomorrow, I honestly couldn't tell you, No Man's Sky has indeed been ported to the new gen, with some graphical enhancements, performance increases, things like that, and it's also available on PC as well, which is pretty sick. So all of the footage which you'll see will be on ultra settings on the PC version of No Man's Sky. And with all No Man's Sky updates, this one's no different. It is indeed free and supposedly is another stepping stone towards a future where No Man's Sky isn't bound by hardware limitations. Whatever the fuck that means, either way it's pretty exciting. So yeah, let's delve into the patch notes. Alright, first and foremost, we have fuller worlds. Now, as you can see with the slider, this is actually very fucking drastic, like really drastic. Now, I was initially concerned about how it said enhanced and it looks worse than ultra. I'm not exactly sure what this is talking about. I don't know if ultra is on PC and enhanced is on console. I don't think so. I think enhanced just means before. I'm not really entirely sure, but either way, this ultra screenshot, fully buff. The lighting is immediately different as well, however the hell that happens, but look at the foliage, especially with the height of the grass, huge, and the draw distance as well, very noticeable, and yeah, in general, just looks a hell of a lot nicer. You can see, especially on these rocks, like look at the difference in that. Like, that is crazy. And yeah, you know, as the blog states, this really is a fuller world. You know, it doesn't feel quite as empty and barren as before. So yeah, shit, I'm all for this. Alright, next up we have richer base construction. So base building on next gen consoles can reach more ambitious heights with the ability to construct larger and more complex builds. You know, pretty self-explanatory, not really much needs to be said here. I think you can now build higher, and the size of bases is also improved. Maybe the base limit has been removed. I'm really not a base builder, so I can't exactly say, but I'm sure this is going to be really fucking welcome in the base building community, as we all know it's by far the largest and most diverse sub-community, for whatever reason. But yeah, you know, it doesn't exactly affect me, but I'm happy it's there, and again, it's sort of a given with next gen. Alright, so a bit of a smaller one here. This is just about your save files being transferred to the next gen. Again, like really self-explanatory. Just means that your 10,000 hour session from your PlayStation 4 or Xbox One is playable on the new gen, and you don't have to start fresh. So yeah, that's pretty cool. 32 player multiplayer is also introduced for next gen consoles. So for the first time, console players on next gen hardware can traverse the universe in sessions of up to 32 players, explore, build, blah 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 blah. So this was relevant on PC. This has been in the PC build of No Man's Sky for quite a few months now, or maybe even years actually, whenever the fuck Beyond came out, can't even remember. But yeah, with the newer hardware, which is way more powerful than the current gen consoles, or what are they, last gen now? God, I'm starting to feel a bit old, fucking hell. You can now play with up to 32 players, which is, as I said, the same as PC, so it's nice that there aren't exactly many differences between hardware in versions of No Man's Sky, so I'm happy for console players. Moving on, we have crossplay. Again, like not much that we didn't already know. All iterations of the universe are now united. Travelers on PS5, Xbox can explore alongside travelers on all other platforms. So this is complete crossplay between every single platform which No Man's Sky is available on. So all of old gen, new gen, PC, and of course the Nintendo Switch, which is eventually coming. I'm sure of it, like not a shred of doubt in my mind. Moving on, we have 4K at 60 FPS. So it states that players with 4K compatible TVs can enjoy the universe in ultra high resolutions with smoother performance. PS5 and Xbox owners can experience a smooth 60 FPS at 4K resolution, and Xbox Series S owners can customize their experience with a choice between high quality native resolution at 30 FPS or high performance at 60 FPS modes. Now, I'll be honest, when I saw this, you know, 40k, fuck that. When I saw this, 4K 60 FPS for a console, when this was being spoken about before launch, you know, I almost didn't believe it. I was like, there is no fucking way a console can back that, but apparently they can. And I'm really happy for console players because they have a piece of hardware which is like 5 times better than my current computer. And, you know, 4K, from the very little experience I've had of it, is beautiful, obviously so nice to look at. But the one thing which always put me off about it was 30 FPS. You know, 30 FPS is really not playable when you're used to 60 FPS, and with me especially 144 Hertz on PC, 30 FPS is like absolute dog shit. So 4K 60 FPS, very impressive, and I'm incredibly jealous. And yeah, it's nice to see. No Man's Sky is a fit looking game, and I can't even imagine how beautiful it would look at 4K, let alone 4K 60 FPS. So credit to Hello Games, because that shit's nice. Alright, we have some very specific PlayStation 5 additions. So there is PlayStation 5 trigger feedback, which is something to do with the console's new sensory features, whatever the hell that means. Essentially, haptic feedback exists on the triggers, like on the Xbox One controller. So, yeah, I suppose that's kind of nice. I mean, the PS5 controller just looks like an Xbox One controller. I really like the PS4 controller. That's kind of dead, it looks like that. Oh well. We also got 3D audio as well, which increases the accuracy of positional sounds, immersing you deeper into the universe, like whatever the hell this means. I assume it's like surround sound but on steroids. I remember going on YouTube actually and watching loads of videos of songs that had 3D audio. It was like The Neighborhood, like Sweater Weather, but 3D. Really strange actually, and I can imagine it's super immersive. If you can combine that shit with virtual reality, that's got to be like pretty much close to real life. PSVR is also available on the PlayStation 5 via the backwards compatibility functionality. PS5 and I think the Xbox are both backwards compatible because, you know, they don't have any good launch titles apart from that Spider-Man game on PS5. So they're essentially relying on old gen consoles for people to, you know the games, buy them because of the games. I'm looking at you, Rockstar, and GTA 5, fucking milking that dry. No Man's Sky VR, bit rough around the edges, I'll be honest. Haven't really been a fan of it. But nice to see that if you have a PSVR, you can still back it on your PS5, so that makes me happy. Alright, here we have Ultra Visuals. So this is graphical rendering on the next generation of consoles being enhanced at every level with improved lighting, shadows, animation fidelity, volumetric effects, texture quality, and greater draw distances. And again, we have a little slider, and I think the most noticeable thing immediately is the lighting. This weird kind of haze which we have on the next gen consoles looks so goddamn nice. Not to mention the density of the little shrooms on the ground. You can see that the draw distance is a bit better as well. But some flora isn't really that different. I mean, that just gets smaller. Can you see that? Look, it just shrinks. Like, what's going on with that? It looks good, and the ground looks a hell of a lot better. The terrain tessellation has definitely been improved. I mean, look, especially around here, you can see it's so crisp compared to this big blurry mess. And again, the density of the ground is something which we saw way back in the E3 trailers, and is pretty fucking crazy seeing it actually become a reality. You can see just how much more alive the planet feels because of the density. Compare it to this, which looks like, gonna be honest, a load of shit. This makes me happy and it makes me tingle, so I'm really happy with this. And from the very little time I've put into Ultra on PC, it looks fit as hell, so yeah, happy with that. We also have improved warp and startup speed, something which I think 99.9% of the community is uncontrollably aroused for. So on all next generation hardware, use your hyperdrive or the ancient portal network to warp between systems and more rapidly than ever, with warp speeds up to 10 times faster than on current gen consoles. Embark on a new adventure or continue an existing journey with incredible load times. So the footage you can see here is captured on the PS5, and yeah, I mean, it looks fucking ridiculous. This is obviously the SSD, which is in the PlayStation 5. I don't know about the Xbox, but I know the PS5 has a fat SSD in it. And people have been timing old generation games loading on the PS5. Like GTA 5 loaded in like 15 seconds, I think, which baffles me because you could usually make a cup of tea and a sandwich in the time it would take to load into online. And same thing with No Man's Sky. From the very little time I put into PS4 No Man's Sky, my god, the load time's dreadful. And I've always played No Man's Sky on an SSD on PC, so I've had these quick load times, and I can safely say once you get used to them, there is no fucking way you're going back, because it is pure AIDS going back to those fat ass load times. But yeah, this is a given, but doesn't disregard its severity in the slightest. By far, I would say one of the most impressive additions. It's a shame it's still a bit laggy on the loading, but I suppose that can't really be helped. And then, as always, we do have a very extensive list of patch notes. I will link this in the description, so please do check this out for the, you know, really small features and fixes, which I won't go into. But yeah, this is No Man's Sky on the next generation. I'm pretty happy with it, I'm going to be honest. It's a free update, which is something which we have probably come to expect with No Man's Sky, but it's still nice to see that Hello Games have given this to us for free on a new generation, rather than rebuying it for the 4th time like fucking GTA 5. And as Hello Games said in their post somewhere about next gen, that this is the first step in building towards a future that isn't so constrained by hardware limitations. So who knows, maybe in the future we can get some more variety updates, some more density updates, maybe stuff to do with space battles or cities or what have you. You know, the sky's the limit. I'm incredibly happy, and I'm going to try and bring out some videos on the update as well for your viewing pleasure. So please do stick around. And again, sorry for being AWOL, but life just gets a bit hectic. But anyway, I just want to end the video by saying please do check out my Discord and my Patreon if you feel ever so kind in supporting me or joining the Discord server to be in a very strange but cozy No Man's Sky tight-knit community. And as always, if you enjoyed the video, please do feel free to leave a thumbs up on it. That's all from me, guys. Thank you for watching. Please do stay safe. I'll see you all guys soon. Bye bye.